Hello and welcome to CTSI's Business Management Conversation, where we, your friends at CTSI Creative Technology Solutions, we take on an important topic that you need to know about from the perspective of technology, what will help your business to grow and succeed. And we address it from a couple different perspectives. First, from the broader view with Tim Pointer, who's president of Creative Technology Solutions. He serves as our VCIO, our Chief Information Officer for our customers. And then we look at integration with Zach Evans, who is a certified project management professional and is our integration specialist. Yep. And then from me, from a perspective of marketing, David Grant, I am our digital marketing specialist. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at this a release that we had, Creative Technology Solutions. We had a news release, went out there to let people know that we are now Microsoft CSPs, or cloud service providers. And what that means for our customers is that we can take care of managing the licensing for a company, implementing the right package suite of material software from Microsoft, and make sure that that is in place and functional for our customers. And what I thought was important to discuss on that is not only is that an important thing, but really looking at a broader view of software and value for a company, and really understanding how businesses can utilize the software, their investment, and what the tools that they need in order to help them to grow. So what we'll do is we're just going to kind of kick that off and then bop around the room here with our different topics and just try to get a better perspective on how a small business can leverage their software. So Tim, I don't know, from a broad view, how does the right software management right through to implementation and training and everything else help to support the growth of a business?
Well, the key thing there is the software tends to be the heart of the business. So you get past the technology, the computers, the network, all that. Assume all that's working, but what the intelligence that the business is actually operating on is the software. So the operations of the business is only as good as their software is. So making sure you have the right software solutions in place, making sure that the integration piece is working the way it should be, and making sure that the users know how to use the tool. All of that together provides a roadmap for success, and it means that the business can be doing what they set out to do it efficiently, and people can be productive, they can move the business forward.
So from my experience, when you get into a software need for your team or something like that, you might look at a partner to resource you with the licensing, and then I might get a license or a link where I need to go and set up an account, and then I have to manage purchasing, and then I got to figure out then what email address does this connect with, and then is my system even going to support that software at all? It just becomes a nightmare, and it just becomes more and more of a frustration because all the hoops that I feel like I have to jump through to get to where I can even use the software. And then I got to figure out, what is this even going to do for me?
Yeah.
How does having a partner, looking at a partnership with someone who is like a CSP like we are, how can that help to support a business?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing about that is that Microsoft is really pushing that CSP program forward. They really are making the Microsoft partner, which is us, in that kind of CSP environment, kind of their representation. So if you're looking for someone from the Microsoft camp that's going to help you think through your technology and make sure you have the right things, then the CSP program is ideal for that. For a managed services provider like us, that we really invest in the tools that we can really help automate the maintenance and the support of our clients' technology. The Microsoft CSP program fits right into that because it allows us to kind of bring that all together in the same model that we use for managed services. And the good news also is, depending upon who we partner with from a distribution standpoint, there could be software integrations. So, and that's the case with us, is that we picked a distribution partner that has a tool that allows us to tie our business management tool into the distributor's model. So now we can help automate that. So tracking licenses, helping clients manage that more efficiently. And we're doing it for them. So they really don't have to go through that pain that you were describing, which is typically the way it is when you have typical licensing and pieces all over the place, and who's got what, and do you have what you need? Is it current? Is it compatible? How do you support it? Because now you need help, and how can you get help if you don't have that information at your fingertips? So yeah, it fits perfectly within that model of managed services that we're offering to our clients.
Okay, so the right tool for or at least a tool in place that's supposed to meet all my needs. You're going to make sure that it's installed on my working systems, all current, up to date, operational, and everything else, licenses managed so I can get to work. And the worst thing about everything is getting in and finding out that it's not even going to work for me at all. I just was curious in your experience if you can share a little bit, Zach, on that whole pulling those pieces together, and maybe what is at risk here of us implementing any kind of software maybe without even thinking through whether or not it's the right software that we should be using.
Yeah, it's a good word. What's the right software? And I think that the way that most people go about that is maybe they hear about something or they see a shiny object, and it's kind of like I've heard it said, technology in a box. So I'm going to go buy this technology in a box, and then that is going to fix my problem. And it's like that really doesn't even exist, technology in a box. I mean, you might have a phone in a box, but even that, beyond, okay, I'm going to make a call, it's like, how do you best utilize that piece of technology, right? And as soon as you go to a software, it becomes even more complicated. A great example, we're talking about Microsoft products, so Excel. I've seen people having a calculator at their station, and they will be typing in mathematical equations on the calculator and then inputting those numbers into Excel. And so that's a case where you could have the software, quote unquote, out of the box, but it's not really getting the full value of that, right? Because what they don't necessarily realize is Excel can do all of that for you. It can do it dynamically for you, and you can even layer a bunch of other formulas to probably do the next 10 steps that you're trying to accomplish in that process. So that's just an example where you can completely miss the value that's there by thinking, oh, I'm going to go purchase this technology in a box and it'll meet all of my needs. And getting the right solution is a bit more involved than that.
So kind of pulling it together here, if a small business owner is watching this and thinking, I might be hearing from those noisy marketing folks that this piece of software doesn't seem like it's doing what was promised. Mm-hmm. Or maybe just thinking about growing and implementing something new, what's like a first good place to start? Apart from utilizing a partner, there's obvious value in working with someone like us, but what's maybe a first mental thing to process and think through to know this is the right next step for my business?
Yeah. It sounds cliche, but you really kind of have to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish with the software, right? And so that can be kind of a high-level sort of goal. What purpose is this fulfilling in my organization? And then trickle down to more concrete sort of requirements. And that's just kind of really a good first step, thinking through what is it that I even want this to be doing in the first place? And looking at that more from the business process standpoint and just the general sort of sequence of steps. That's a good starting spot.
Yeah, I would just tag on to that, and Zach may not toot his horn too strongly in this, but one of the things that we have found consistently, and it seems like it's actually a growing thing with small businesses right now, is that customers tend to be a bit myopic, meaning it's really hard to see some of what your real needs are when you're left to yourself. And sometimes being able to have somebody guide you through the process of what are our business processes, what do we need our software to do for us, what is our business doing, and where are those data points where it needs to go. So the first step really is, even before you ask, do you have the right application, it's what do you need to do? Mm-hmm. What are your business needs and requirements? That's the place to start. And then finding the software that meets those requirements is a natural.
Great. I think that's a good place for us to end, is starting with really identifying what you want to accomplish, then having a strategy to be able to move into identifying what's going to accomplish that for you, and then move into implementation and management moving forward. So Thanks for hanging with us through this conversation. We trust you found something helpful, useful for you. We'd love to get some feedback from you. Maybe even some topic suggestions for a future conversation. You can do that by filling out the form at the URL at the bottom of this video here at our contact page, and we'll be posting these conversations on an ongoing basis, so check back for future topics, and again, hopefully we can talk through something that's important for you, whether it's a topic that you suggested or maybe something you hadn't thought of before. So of course you can reach out to us at any time at www.creativetext.biz, and we'll look forward to seeing you again in the future. Go on. What I'll do is give it. Okay, I'm good. Are you good?
Yep.
All right, magic happens now. Hello and welcome to CTSI's. I'll do that one more time. Hello and welcome to CTSI's business. Last time.
Cut.
All right.